Ladies and gentlemen, and Jimmy Randy fans who are too exhausted to turn off your sets. I'd like to say that our sponsors are bringing you this next half hour as a public service to sell soap. It's not that they think you're dirty, no, or anything like that, you understand. It's just that they like to sell soap. That seems to make them happy. You know, some people just, they like to sell soap. They're, oh, darn these filler tips. I'm always lighting the wrong end. Are you always lighting the wrong end? I'm always, but of course that's the story of my life. I'm always on the wrong end of things. Like in crowded restaurants when a waiter spills a bowl of soup. And like take fires, you know, public fires. Like when the policeman says, everybody step back, I'm the guy they all step back on. And like take dead-end streets. I am possibly the only motorist in the country who ever went down a dead-end street, turned around, and then discovered that the other end was dead too. And there we were, my wife and I, trapped in a cul-de-sac. Fortunately, this particular time, Alice was wearing 3 petticoats, and we could spell out help. So there you are. And here I am, and here's the show.
Dial Shampoo, the new squeeze bottle shampoo that gives you that diamond sparkle look. And mild fragrant Dial Soap that stops perspiration odor before it starts presents The George Gobel Show. Starring George Gobel. With Hollywood's Jeff Hunter. Ravenna, Ohio's Peggy King. Aldo Ray's Jeff Donnell. Our very own John Scott Trotter and his orchestra. Now settle back and relax, friends, for here's the star of our show. The young man who now finds himself on the wrong end of a television set, George Gobel.
This is Academy Award time here in Hollywood, the exciting, glamorous home of the Nutburger. Also the Golf Burger. And also the Wish Burger. And a friend of mine named Sam Burger. Now, see, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences is about to give awards for the best performances, but they won't give any awards to the fellow who really does the truly hard work in the movie business. So tonight we honor the unsung heroes of the mighty cinema industry. Our first annual awards to the best movie-goers of the year 1954. The envelope, please. Thank you. He's been working pretty hard. The shine has all gone out of his leather bow tie. For the outstanding performance by a male moviegoer during the year 1954, the award goes to Mr. Emmanuel Kant of Chagrin Falls, Ohio. On August 4th, 1954, Mr. Kant accompanied his 7-year-old son to a kiddie matinee at the Taj Mahal Theater and sat through 6 Mickey Mouse cartoons, 6 Donald Ducks, 2 Tom and Jerry's, one of which was a movie, 3 Mr. Magoo's, 17 coming attractions, 5 musical short subjects, 4 musical long subjects, a Pete Smith specialty, 4 intermissions, 7 travelogues, 9 chapters of a Spaceman serial, 4 newsreels, and 2 double feature westerns in 3D with stereophonic sound. Now, we regret to announce that Mr. Kant's award will have to be made posthumously. I understand that his 7-year-old son was to have accepted for his father, but the kid is still in the movie. And now for the next award. For the second well, fates preserve us, said Mrs. Jervis. We have here a double award. For the outstanding performance by a female moviegoer, the award goes to Mrs. Oswald Spengler of Tacoma, Washington, who on the night, I should say, of April 29th, 1954, participated in an action in the Tony Curtis Memorial Theater. Mrs. Spengler, with utter disregard for her own safety and entirely surrounded by 6 ushers, an assistant manager, a cashier, and 2 popcorn girls, all of whom had falsely accused her of attempting to sit on the main floor with a balcony ticket, and armed only with a large pongee pocketbook, stormed her way from the mezzanine, through the powder room and main lobby to arrive victoriously at 8th row center, where she sat triumphant until she was hosed down by the fire. Double award to Mrs. Spengler, the most courageous female movie patron of 1954. Award number 2, and she won this one going away. The soggiest. And now for a few special awards. To the most ingenious movie exhibitor of the year, to the Center brothers, Irvin and Leo, proprietors of the Love Nest Drive-In Theater at Great Neck, South Carolina, who increased their attendance 360% in 1 week by not showing any movie. For the most conscientious usher of 1954, to Mr. Bert Gold, usher extraordinary, who seated 250 patrons in 136 seats with the aid of only a burned-out flashlight and a few crude remarks. Now for the outstanding technological advance of 1954, to Miss Dora Sherry, Newark, New Jersey, candy counter salesgirl at the Acropolis Theater, for making 230 gallons of orange juice from a single orange. Ladies and gentlemen, we salute you. And I don't want anybody to get the idea that I don't care very much for movies, because I really care very much for movies. I go to them all the time. It's just like going to a show, like, to me. Like only last night I went to one with Alice, but when we were coming home, I could just kind of sense that she was disposing herself for a dispute.
George?
See? She can't hardly wait to get started. What is it, Rocky?
Just what do you mean by Rocky?
Oh, come on, Alice. Let's quit kidding now. I know that you've been just spoiling for a spat ever since we got home from the Barefoot Contessa meets Abbott and Costello Chiropodist.
Jokes, jokes, jokes. George Gobel, you're always belittling everything.
You'll always be big in everything.
George, why can't you be gallant and exciting and romantic?
Honey, I'm gallant and exciting and romantic. It's just that you're never around at the right time.
George, I've been around here for 12 years. And there were leap years that I wish I hadn't asked you.
Do you suppose life would be any better if you were married to someone else?
I know it would.
Like with whom else, for instance?
Like anybody else, for instance.
For instance.
Like that good-looking fellow in the movies. For instance, Jeff Hunter.
What do you suppose life would be like with that, for instance, Jeff Hunter?
Idyllic.
If you were married legally?
I can just imagine what it would be like.
Well, I can't.
Well, I can. And if you'll just get out of here, I'll show you.
Do that. Do that. Do that. And as we say down at the Princeton Institute for Advanced Studies, I'm off like a herd of turtles. Now, while Alice is getting ready to show me something, our sponsor is getting ready to show you something, so please pay very close attention because, as I previously mentioned, they do like to sell soap. Yes, they do. Mm-hmm. Now then, before Alice shows me what life would be like with Jeff Hunter, for instance, will you stroll over this a ways because I got some shopping to do anyways.
George.
What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm returning this gun I got for my little cousin Danny.
Gee, Dad, a Jean Autry air rifle.
What are you doing here, George?
Oh, I'm here to return a little gift that I bought for Greg. It's an Anthony Eden yo-yo.
What are you going to exchange it for?
Well, I don't know, but I know Greg would be crazy about that there air rifle right there at Aaron.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's funny, because Danny's a real big Anthony Eden fan.
Really? Yeah. Shall we?
Let's.
Okay.
Now, George, I have to go now and sing my song.
Oh, Peg, sing your song right here. See, I'll tell you what, you stand right on this mark right chair, and I'll give you a cue.
Okay.
You see that target back there?
Uh-huh.
All right, when you hear the bell ring, you sing.
Oh, George, you think you can really hit that?
Don't you ever worry about old Annie Oakley Gobel, Peg. I got an eye like a house detective.
Well?
Well, don't get panicky, Peg. I'm a very slow shooter.
A little love that slowly grows and grows, not one that comes and goes. That's all I want from you. A sunny day with hopes up to the sky, a kiss and no goodbye. That's all I want from you. Don't let me down, or show me that you care. Remember, when you give, you also get your share. Don't let me down, I have no time to wait. Tomorrow might not come when dreamers dream too late. A little love that slowly grows and grows, not one that comes and goes. That's all I want from you. Don't let me down, oh, show me that you care. Remember, when you give, you also get your share. Don't let me down, I have no time to wait. Tomorrow might not come when dreamers dream too late. A little love that slowly grows and grows, not one that comes and goes. That's all I want from you. That's all I'll ever want from you.
Peggy, that is prettier than pink popcorn in a purple poke.
Oh, thank you, George.
You're welcome.
And I would like to thank John Scott Trotter for his beautiful arrangement of the song.
Thank you, Peggy. And let me say it's a privilege to work with so fine an artist as you.
Well, it's a privilege and an honor to work with so distinguished a musician as you, John Scott.
I treasure every moment of our association, Peggy.
You are a constant source of inspiration to me, Mr. Trotter.
I'm delighted, Miss King.
Ladies and gentlemen, the hour of charm. And now, while Uncle John and Peggy have been out here telling big lies to each other, Alice has been quite busy behind the curtain getting ready to show me what life would be like if she had married, for instance, Jeff Hunter. Instead of me, that is. Alice, are you ready? Alice? Honey? Open the curtain.
Yeah?
What do you call this?
Research.
Oh, come on now. Break it up now. Cut it out, you guys. Come on now. Let me get in this, Alice. Will you just move back here like that? You get out of my house, you male starlet, you.
George, in this scene, I'm married to him.
Yeah. So you get out of my house, you trial-sized Sonny Tufts.
Trials. I just double dare you to make me. I said make me, not take me. Alice,
Isn't this wonderful? George is jealous. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. Now, you make like it's 5:30 in the afternoon, and I'm Mrs. Jeff Hunter. And I'm waiting for my handsome husband to come home from a hard day's work at the studio. Now, everybody watch. You especially, George.
I'm watching.
Hark! My Jeffrey's at the front gate. He's at the garden gate. He's at the bridge.
He fell in the moat.
Alicia.
My love!
We tried that one time. Broke the crystal on my watch.
Oh, my darling. Poor vous.
Oh, poor little moi.
To the rarest of jewels, this bauble.
Oh.
Fine husband, he doesn't even know her size.
Come, my darling. Make yourself comfy, cozy, while I mix us a drink. Ambrosia.
Fine recipe for ambrosia. He left out the lanolin. That's the stuff that makes it smooth.
To my darling. All day long, I've been hugging Susan Hayward. Kissing Marilyn Monroe. And dancing with Deborah Paget. But as beautiful as they all are, my pet, they all pale into insignificance when compared to your radiant, glowing beauty.
Yeah, I can see. See, I can see pretty good. He can't see worth a darn, but I can see all right. I can see good.
George, go on, my gallant, handsome, appreciative husband.
Oh, I've had about enough. Alice, I get the idea of the thing. Close the curtain out there, but don't anybody go away, because I'm going to whip out of this set and right around in front, and I'll explain the whole thing to you. Now, see, that's Alice's idea of how life is with a movie star, and she gets these spooky ideas reading them movie magazine articles, you know, like, Hollywood's 10 most eligible bachelors and when they will be free again. And like, I fought for both sides during Gone with the Wind, and, the Milton Sills nobody knows. But see, I know what life with a leading man is really like. I mean, I know. I know what life is. I want to show you what life with one of them dudes is really. Open the curtain back there.
Now look! Don't you start that. My lips are tired from kissing Susan Haywood all day long. My arms are aching from hugging Marilyn Monroe. My feet are killing me from dancing with Deborah Paget. Tonight I got to go to a preview of a picture starring 3 people I can't stand. This morning, Luella Parsons misspelled my name. And to top off everything, I gotta get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go on location with a herd of goats.
Jeffrey!
So stop that nagging! I told you, don't you Jeffrey me. I got enough to put up with, see? I don't want to come home and be nagged, see? So keep your big fat mouth shut and don't say nothing to me, see?
Georgie!
Alice! Oh, now why don't you listen to me when I tell you something, you know? I'll tell you one thing. I may not be the best-looking chap in town, but long after them tall, handsome dudes have lost their looks, I'll still be short. Yeah, well, I just... Oh, will you excuse us? We'll be right back. We just got... maybe our friendly announcer could slip in a few friendly words here.
Well, all righty. And tell everybody the George Gobel Show is brought to them by the makers of Dial Shampoo, the new squeeze bottle shampoo that gives you that diamond sparkle look, and mild, fragrant Dial soap that stops perspiration odor before it starts.
Oh, before I say anything else, my lawyer has asked me to read something to you here. It says, the characters portrayed on this program tonight were fictitious, and any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, is their problem. Now then, the reason that I read this disclaimer is because I don't want some movie star who spent the day kissing Susan Hayward and hugging Marilyn Monroe and dancing with Deborah Paget and then came home and fell in his moat to write me a nasty letter. Now, I'd like to thank my fellow players for their splendid contributions to the American theater this evening. Jeff?
Yes, George?
See, the part of Alice Gobel is really played by Jeff Donnell. Jeff?
Yes, little bitty buddy?
Jeff, how come a big, good-looking dude like you has got a girl's name?
Well, you see, George, Jeff is really my nickname.
Oh.
My real name is Alice.
Well, that clears that up nicely, I would say. Now, where are you going after the show, Alice?
Well, I'm going out to 20th Century Fox and see their new picture called The Racers, starring Kirk Douglas.
Oh, are you really?
No, but I thought that was a pretty good place to get in a plug for a good picture.
That's pretty shrewd the way you did that there, I'll tell you. Are you in the Racers?
No, but I'm in White Feather.
Oh, I'll bet you look good in feathers. I see by the old clock on the wall it's time to be moseying along, so this is your old friend, Lonesome George, with a message from the Forestry Service. If you plan on visiting any of our national parks over the weekend, please be sure to put out your campfire before leaving the house. So long, neighbor.